Alright, so we're working on a 2007 Chevy Impala SS 5.3 liter. I got most of it torn down. Not a lot of videos on how to take this apart. I seen some few videos, but they really don't show anything until this part. I went ahead and took out the air box, your throttle body, took out the computer, moved it out of the way. I am running into the part now where I don't want to have to drain my AC lines. So I'm trying to get the radiator off of the back of the condenser. To do that, we had to take off this cover, this little shield. It's just two little 10mm bolts right here and here. This cover comes off. Moved it out of the way. And then the transmission cooler lines are right here. This one goes here, and there's another one on the bottom underneath this radiator hose that goes here. There's another one on the bottom. So the way to get those transmission cooler lines out, you need a pick tool, which I found to be easier. Pop out those little spring retainers right there. Just make sure they don't go flying when you pull them out. You will be very sorry. And then this is the kit that I rented that proved to be worthless. It's a master disconnect set. These are the ones that you can rent from AutoZone, and this is the one that goes on that transmission line, and it was way more painful trying to get that to work than just using the pick tool. Alright, so back to what I was saying. I'll show you how to put it all back together, but I had to take out the air box, some other hoses and doodads that connect to this. Make sure you take off your negative and power so you don't accidentally zap yourself or anything like that trying to get this out. Trying to get this fan shroud out, it was really hard. And you need to make sure that you get off all these clips with a tool. I just found it easier to stick my pick tool in there and open these up. And you have to slide it out to the right through the air box, so it had to come out this way. Pretty difficult. Now back to wanting to save your air conditioner system. So as you can tell, when you lift this up, the AC line right here wants to come out with it. Looking at the new radiator, on the back there is these clips on each side. So you got a clip here, a clip on the bottom, and those two over there. So that tells me that this is the air conditioner condenser. Lift this up, and when you lift this up, the radiator, you need to push this down to unlock it from the tabs on the back of the radiator. So push the condenser down. You'll feel it kind of unlock itself from it, but moving this whole thing is trying to rip out the air conditioning lines on that side, and I do not want to take it apart. Save yourself some money so you don't have to take it and get it drained. Just push down on the condenser while you lift the radiator up, and it should come free. We'll come back once I get this out. Alright, so I lied. Actually, you're going to want to push. Let me set my phone down so that I can record this. Alright, so AC lines here. When you lift this radiator up, it tries to come out. You're going to want to stick your hand in the back down here underneath the condenser through the front bumper, and you're going to want to pull it up. See how I'm pulling the condenser up and the radiator's not moving? We need to pull it off of the tabs on the radiator in the back. So we're going to lift it up, and it should unlock itself from these tabs. These lines are all in the way. Just be gentle, you don't break anything. Looks like I'm stuck on the other side, and should be free now. Alright, so on this side, the tabs are off on the radiator. Alright, we're free. So, I'm assuming it's got to come out the same way as the fan did, which means pulling the radiator out through the side. So, not a lot of room in these big ass V8s, so good luck trying to get this out. But it definitely has to come out through the top somehow, or through this side. So they don't make it easy with any room in here, huh? Okay, looks like, yeah, see, if I would have took this off, I believe it'd relieve the pressure. But this plastic tab right here is getting caught while I'm trying to take the radiator out. So, fight with it a little more. See if I can get it out. Take your headlights out too. It'll give you holes to stick your hands through. Alright, what are we stuck on? Okay. Come on, baby. Get out of there. Alright. Let's see, what am I stuck on? It looks like it's sticking on this tab. So now it's not on the tab. But I need it to go over the tab. Alright, well, when I figure this out, I'll come back to you guys. Alright, so it looks like this tab that's attached to this air conditioner line is getting in my way. And there is a way to get it off. So we're going to slide it off of the pin. And there is a way to get it off. Just got to wiggle it. Alright, so take this clip off. It's getting in the way real bad. Looks like I'm still getting stuck on the back of the condenser to the radiator, and should be free now. Make sure you don't damage your transmission lines pulling this out. Make sure you don't rip off your power wire that's connected to your battery on the other side. And guys, I'm trying to record this without a helmet cam, so I just want to show you the part that's hard, and it's this side getting this out around this AC line. Be patient with it. Take your time. It is a pain in the ass, but you'll save yourself a little bit of money not having to drain this AC line out. Maybe it's not worth it. Hey, that's what I'm doing. Alright, other side's getting stuck. Other side's sticking on the power wire. So we're gonna move that out of the way. Alright, we're free. Alright. Alright, so on my car, 5.3 liter, I changed the thermostat, which is down there. Real fun to get to. How to use an extension behind the manifold from this side all the way over. There's a bolt back there on the back. You can get to it if you use the extension that's like 2 feet long and use your wrench right here down behind the manifold. And then there's another bolt. If you take this shield off only, not the manifold, just the shield, you can stick a wrench 3/8 ratchet down here and get this other bolt. So change the thermostat. In the midst of me changing the thermostat, I bent this radiator hose down here. There's a radiator hose right here, the upper and I bent it and it cracked. Had to replace the radiator hose. Still leaking, can't figure out what's wrong with it. Upon looking, this is what happened to the snout for the radiator hose. Yeah, that looks really yummy. Seen lots of abuse. Just crumbled apart, I guess, when I took the old one off. And then we have a hairline fracture. 2 of them. We got one right here. See this? This is a hairline fracture. It's a crack right in the snout. I got 2 of them, and there's actually 3. So we got one here, and then there's another one that apparently looks like it's been there for a while. It was kind of dry, but it's right here. See where it's like white? See that little crack? It runs down right here along my nail. And there's even another one right here. So I don't know if this radiator's been changed ever, or if this is the original or what, but lots of leaks going around this snout. If you guys ever replace that radiator hose, be careful this doesn't happen. I'm assuming it's just so old that it crumbled when I put it on, but I thought, since it was leaking over here, I thought the clamp I put on wasn't correct. Like I didn't put it on right, so I kept messing with it. Well, shining a flashlight, it's seen a nice little stream right here shooting out. So we're gonna get this replaced with a new one, and I'll come back to you guys on the next step. Alright, so took these off the bottom. They go in those holes down there on each side. Cleaned them up real quick. Just a little rubber bushing and a metal cap. A lot of debris down there. So I'm going to clean this up and come back to you guys when we put the condenser back onto the new radiator. These little clips right here, this is what that radiator slides into. So one of the clips on the bottom go into this, and the other clip goes on this, on both sides. So this is the thing I was fighting with the radiator, trying to get it unhooked so that I don't have to drain the coolant lines or the refrigerant lines. So this is the thing that you'll have to fight with to get out. But you know what? It was all a pain in the butt trying to get it out, but it's out. It's out. That condenser and that clip slides in right here, right on the top and bottom. So this will go underneath it, and the condenser will slide on top of it, and then that plastic shield will slide down into the slot. So you'll push it down into it and lock it on both sides. Make sure when you install your new radiator, you take these off. These are not fun to take off when it's in the car. Some of them have like caps that are taped, and some of them are screwed in there. So these do come with, it looks like, at least my radiator I bought. This is off Amazon, 130 bucks. AutoZone wanted 300, no thank you. So they come with retaining clips, so you'll need to take those out before you put it in the car, or you're going to be fighting with those clips again. Trying to get them out. Take them out before you install it in the car. Make sure you put your bushings on here. They lock into place with a little tab right here. So you'll slide them in, lock them in, then put it in the car. You don't want to fight with trying to get this bushing on there when it's already in the car. They go like this. So you push them down. It's harder with one hand. You'll push them down like that. They go this way. I'm going to do both sides real quick. Alright, so I've got my compressor out. If you don't have a compressor to blow all this junk out of here, get some brake clean, paper towel, rag, something. You're not going to be in here probably ever again, so I want to make sure it's cleaned up nice, because I'm planning on never doing that ever again. So clean her up, get all this junk out of here, all the debris, and we'll start putting her back together. So while I'm in here, I decided that I'm going to clean out this condenser. There is a huge amount of junk coming out of this. I'm just spraying it in between these things. And there's rocks and all kinds of crap in here. So I'm spraying it through, and all that crap is just everywhere down there. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Look at that junk. So, trying to get some of that crap out. Blow all kinds of stuff that's been in there from the car, and there's rocks. may or not, you don't have to do this step, but I'm just doing it as preventative maintenance. We'll come back when we start putting her back together after I'm done cleaning. Alright, we're going to start trying to get this in here. Alright. Go at an angle. You know, sometimes it's easier putting it in. I don't know about this time. It seems like I'm stuck on this damn compressor. Alright, let's try. Much easier not putting on these boots before you put it in. Probably should have put those in the bottom. Alright, took that boot off the bottom right here. Took it off. Much easier without it. Left the other one on the other side. Yep. Much easier. Now, make sure your transmission lines are not stuck in the way of you trying to put this in. Let me try and get the camera in a spot where you can see. Once again, this is the side that we're going to be fighting with. Down here. Alright, I hope you guys can see down here. This is what we're going to be fighting with. We got to get this condenser slid onto the back of this. So that's going to be the biggest challenge. We're going to try and do the other side first. It looks like I've already got the other side on. Got that side on. This side is not on. Alright, both sides of the condenser are attached to the radiator now. Just had to slide it in here on the back. I'll show you real quick. Here's the condenser right here where my thumb's at. You just got to pick it up, stick in your hand down through the front of the bumper so you can mess with the condenser and the radiator at the same time. Got those clips slid down in the slot. I'm going to set my phone up here on this drill so you guys can see. Should be a lot easier now putting it back together. Alright. Sorry, I'm trying to record on my phone just because I know like there's no videos on this and it's really difficult. No one actually shows you all the bull crap we got to go through to get this dang thing out. So bear with me. Alright. That looks pretty good. Now, we need that plastic clip that we took off earlier. This clip, we got to get back on the back of this nub right here. So there's a nub right there on that. We got to get it back on there. And make sure you put it on the right way. And snap it onto the other line. That clip just holds those lines together so that you can't pull them apart. When you need to take it off, you can actually pull these AC lines apart a little bit. You can spread them apart, kind of like that, so that you can get that clip out. That was part of the thing fighting us earlier. So we're gonna throw a bolt in there to hold that in place so this girl doesn't move again. Alright, trying to get this in a way where you can see it. Don't need to be super tight, just snug. One of these electric ratchets save you a lot of time. Alright, so we're going to work from the bottom up. Don't put this in until the last step. So, there's a hose right here, transmission coolant line. Goes in there. Make sure it's in all the way. We are then going to take our little, oh, it's splashing coolant. We're going to take this clip, don't drop it, and we have to slide it in right here on the bottom, those little grooves. Make sure the coolant line's all the way in, and you're going to pop it in there. Not as easy as I thought it was going to be. Alright. Alright, ain't gonna lie, I had to do that off camera. It is a pain in the ass to get that clip on there. I will show you guys how to do it on the top one so you can see. Alright. So, put the bottom one on. Now we gotta get the radiator hose on. Sorry if this is in your way. There isn't a lot of light. It's the best I can do right now. Alright, time for the radiator hose. We need to put the clamp on it so that we can put it on the top of this. And careful you don't put your fingers in there. So this is one of those locking clamps that has a little tab right here where it locks it open. Be careful though. I was trying to lock it and it busted open and it flew and smacked the back window of my other car. Flew in the grass and I had to go find it. It's not fun. Alright. Stupid line's in the way. You're gonna go right there because you're in my way. Alright. Putting this hose on. Make sure it's all the way on. Now we're gonna spin this clamp to the bottom. This needs to go to the bottom. So that way if you ever have to get in here, you don't have to take off your damn fan for the radiator to get to it. You have to go through the bottom of the car. So we'll spin this to the bottom. And there's a little knuckle on there. I don't know if you know that. There's a little tab. So you take yourself a flathead and you stick it in this little tab right here. See that? You stick it in there and you'll pry it up and it will unlock it and it will clamp it down. But we want to do that on the other side. So if we were going through the bottom, we would stick this in here, like so, to release the pressure. Stick it in this little tab. Come back here, you little bastard. Alright, like that, bam. It's real easy. But we need it on the other side, so we're going to use our clamp tool, my best friend through this whole process. You can do what other people say. See, I can spin it really easy with this clamp tool. You can do what other people say. Go get you those clamps that you screw tight, but those are not going to hold like these do. You can do that if you want. But I can guarantee you that this clamp will hold on a lot better than anything else. Plus, if you use those screw-on clamps, now the screw clamps I'm talking about are the ones that screw on like your throttle body. These things, a lot of people will switch them to this. Don't switch them to this. You can risk squeezing that clamp too tight and breaking the snout on that radiator. Those tension clamps that I just put on there are meant to expand and contract hot and cold, and it won't bust anything. So if you're going to use these, use them at your own risk. Yeah, I know they're easier, but if you buy the clamp tool, you will have a lifetime warranty on it forever, and you'll never need it again. So this is the clamp tool. All auto parts carry it. It's not for rent, unfortunately. Just buy it, and you'll have it forever. Alright, so we got the radiator clamp on. Now we need to get this on. Alright, so you need to take your little clip, and I hope this teaches some people how to do this, because not a lot of videos show everything that is going on. They just kind of skip through it. So alright, so you got to take this little tooth and you're going to have to stick it on one side of this. Make sure this is pushed in all the way. That would have been stupid. It is not pushed in all the way. Why do you not like me? Well, I'm fighting with that thing. Alright, I had to use two hands. Got it all the way in. Need your little clip. You gotta stick it on this spot right here, and then stick it right here and pry it. Like pull. You gotta spread it open. You gotta open it around the other side. Let's see if I can show you on this side. So just pull it on one side. pick tool to help. Alright, probably see me drop it. It fell down. Use this pick tool, help you spread it open. It's not easy, but you gotta open it around one side of the hole. How it was easier to do this on the bottom compared to the top is beyond me. But hey, you get to see real life video. Alright, so we're gonna pry it up to get it over this little lip right there. Alright. No, no, no. Come on. Well, you get the point, guys. You gotta pry it over and it's getting stuck. Let's see if it's gonna focus. It's getting stuck right here in these holes on the top and the bottom. So you gotta open this and get it over the other end. I'm gonna grab this before I drop it again. Nope, I'm gonna drop it again. Alright, got it in here. Pull it down. There we go, it's on there. Just have to open it up. It's a pain in the butt, but you'll get it. Alright, this side's all done. Now we gotta hook up the other side over here. We gotta get that hose on down there, and then get the fan shroud back in here. I would hook up that hose before you go any further. That is a pain in the butt to get to. You have to go through the headlight right here onto the snout. So get that hose on. We'll come back after we get that. Alright, using a clamp tool to put this on through the window. You want to make sure you go through the headlight, so that way if you ever have to take this off, you can get to it without taking the fan shroud off. This again is a pain in the butt because there is a tab right here that you can't see that goes to the bracket for the battery that is in the way. So gotta get this in here. Gotta get it on there. It's easier if you put it on the snout of the radiator first and then push the radiator hose on it. I've found it's a little easier. Make sure you have this hose all the way on. It is trying to slip back off as I'm trying to put this bracket on here, and of course nothing's going to be easy right now. Alright, we're getting it on there. Make sure it's all the way on. Make sure it's got a good grip on the bottom. Release that damn clamp. Alright. Good seal. You can access it through the headlight. If we ever need to get to it, it's right there in the headlight. Now, I'm going to skip through the boring part of running this wire back down there at the bottom because we have got to get our fan shroud back in here, and I'm racing against a storm coming, so we're going to get going on this. Get that wire put back on the clips that are on this fan shroud. these clips. The wire needs to go back in there so that way you don't accidentally suck it up in the serpentine belt. Also, while I'm putting this back together, you need to put these caps back on those clips on the top and bottom to protect that clip from rusting and breaking. Alright, we wrapped it in electrical tape. There was a spot right here that was rubbing on something down there, possibly this fan shroud from this clip being plugged in from vibrations. The wire was showing, so got that fixed, heat shrink tube and electrical tape, wrapped the whole wire back down through the headlight, stuck it back through there. We're gonna put these wires in these clips. This one goes here, then that will go onto that one and that one as we put it in the car. Do it as you put it in the car. It's really hard to do it when it's already in there, especially to get these ones on the bottom. Just do it now. Alright, update. Got the fan in. Got the wires all clipped in. Had to take this line off because it was not letting me get in here. You need to go through an angle, down at an angle like this, down in here. Lots of wiggling. Got it in. Alright, update. Putting in the bolts. Put in the bolt on this side. Putting in the bolt on this side. We're going to use a speed ratchet to get it in there. So, screw on that bolt right there at the tip of my finger in there with the ratchet. It's going to be the easiest. There's not a lot of room in there. Alright, got everything hooked up down there. Wires are back into place, bolts tightened down, clamps on. Bolts tightened back down, transmission coolant line back on, all the bolts tightened on this side. Now, we just need to start putting her back together and filling her up with coolant. Alright, so it is now pretty dark. Sorry. We've got everything hooked back up. You got all your wires and everything hooked up down there. I just got to put the battery cables on, fill it with coolant. I got the air box back on. The motor mount needed to be put back on. This thing, bolts, put that back on. Basically just a puzzle piece, putting it back together. Alright, final update. It's starting to rain. Everything's hooked up. Everything's bolted back together. Just need to fill it with coolant and we're done. That is how you replace the radiator in a Chevy Impala SS. Next time I get any other issues, I'll record it for you guys that have SS's later.